Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. Want to improve your organization's customer service? Looking for insider tips to knock your customer socks off? Then you're in the right place. Here's your host, Yannick Grant.
Welcome to Navigating the Customer Experience. On today's episode, our guest is Vaishali Dialani. Vaishali, a multi-award-winning customer experience professional in the Middle East, has been recognized as a CXPA Emerging Leader, a finalist for CX Leader of the Year 2023, and has been ranked among the top CXMStars worldwide in both 2023 and 2024. She is a firm believer in the power of knowledge, sharing to foster growth and awareness within the CX community. With over 8 years of experience as a data-savvy experience designer, research specialist, and strategic change maker, Vaishali passionately advocates for the integration of emotions and efficiency through customer experience research, product insights, and communication. She currently serves as a Senior CX Strategist at Konabos, a consulting firm specializing in digital transformation. Her commitment to knowledge sharing is evident through her involvement in podcasts, blogs, guest lectures, speaking engagements, and training programs. Additionally, she conducts leadership training workshops for professionals with low literacy levels, making a positive impact through collaborative efforts across diverse spheres. So without further delay, sit back, plug your earphones in, and let's jump right into this conversation with Vaishali. Welcome, Vaishali.
Wow, thank you so much. Super excited to be here today.
All right. Now, we always like to start off by giving our guests an opportunity to share a little bit about your journey from where you were to where you are today.
Sure. So I started my career back in 2015, right after I graduated from Heritage University in Dubai. And just like any other graduate, I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I think I'll start with marketing. Right quickly, as I dived into marketing in the advertising world, it was chaotic, busy, a great learning curve. I learned what I liked, but most importantly, I learned what I didn't like. And that's where my analytical journey began from. I understood that it's important to know and work on your skills that you like. I paved my way to get my MBA done and learn more about research and analytics, and then dived into a CRM officer where I picked up different aspects of what experience means, how you're helping small businesses grow, what is innovation and research. It's a very cool experience. And then I moved back to Dubai where I joined my fintech company as the head of customer engagement. Now, this was a whole new world for me. While I already knew marketing and analytics, but now running campaigns and media was super interesting. And just like in any other startup, you have to wear many other hats. It was very interesting because at Now Money, I would play so many different roles. I had different opportunities where you would design experiences for low-income migrant workers in the UAE. It was almost like my postgraduate degree, almost my PhD, I would say, at Now Money, where I learned a lot of things. And that's where my curiosity for CX began when I was designing experiences and working with IDEO. One thing paved to another, and then I dived into CX, and I've been in the industry for almost 5 years now.
All right. That is a wonderful journey. Now, throughout your journey, Vaishali, could you share with our listeners? I know you mentioned the different industries that you've worked in, but seeing that you've been in the CX space for a while, and our show is about navigating the customer experience, maybe you could share with our listeners a little bit about what your views are on customer experience. And I know you are in a different part of the world, and I know culture and behavior varies depending on where you are.
Absolutely.
Can you share with us, just a little bit about, your culture, how customer experience, is, if you were to give it a score, maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, what score would you give it? And, just any insights that you think would be beneficial
Yes,
to our listeners.
absolutely. So for our listeners, I come from the Middle East, they say the land of gold, which is Dubai. And it's very interesting because it feels like you're always served in a platter. So over the last few years, I've been traveling a lot, and especially to the West and the East both. And I think this major cultural shock that I almost have is, why is somebody not serving me enough? Being in Dubai, hospitality is huge. Service is at its peak. People come for the luxury and lifestyle in Dubai. And so I've never had even if I go to a restaurant, I'm like, why do I, if I'm in Dubai, if I ask, I need to, please, can you pack this? I need a takeaway. They'll be like, yeah, sure, madam. And, all of that. But when I come to the West, they give me a box. And I'm like, oh, so am I supposed to pack it myself? So many different experiences that are such culturally different, yet you're working on designing those right kind of experiences is very interesting. Being in the space that worked across education, fintech, healthcare, manufacturing, non-for-profit organizations. And one thing that I find, despite no matter where you are, in which part of the world, across which culture you have been raised, is that we all are humans and we all want to feel heard and we want to all feel listened and feel the emotion that we're feeling, whether it's with another person or a brand. So, despite many, many differences, being from the Middle East, one common thing is what kind of human experiences are we really designing?
All right. What would you say have been, as a leader in the different organizations that you've worked in, maybe one or two things that you believe has made or contributed to your success in driving, CX design and CX delivery?
Ooh, that's a little difficult one, but I think something that's really helped me, and I truly believe in this, is the power of love languages and how you can kind of mold that and use that in designing experiences and especially customer experiences, whether it is, quality time and actually speaking to your customers, making them feel heard and understanding where they come from, to just simple words of affirmations. And this can be digital affirmations. I'm not saying it has to be, everything has to be in person. It's more about how you make someone feel like, oh, this person hears me and understands me. To simple acts of service you do for them digitally, again, reward them, that makes them feel loyal to you. So when it comes to leadership, every different project is so different from one another, despite being in the CX space, because they are spread across different verticals, from governance to analytics to design. I think I've had the experience of learning that we need to understand what kind of emotions we want to create and then create those journeys. So for me, that's been one of the key things, is drive and understand what emotion you want to create.
All right, perfect. Now, a big part of CX is technology, right? Vaishali, technology is here
Absolutely.
to help us and support us in delivering a more seamless and a less friction kind of experience with customers.
Hmm.
In your part of the world, how have you seen your employees across different industries and verticals, as you had mentioned, adopting to the technologies, specifically in the area of artificial intelligence? There's ChatGPT and different things that
Yes.
organizations may integrate to enhance the service experience for their customers and cut down the more root type of activities that are very mundane and monotonous. They're
Hmm.
investing in the technology to kind of reduce how have you seen that the adoption of that take place? And if you were to be a fortune teller and you were to look into the future, where do you see this going? And do you believe human interaction will still play a very integral role in CX?
Wow, what a question. It's very interesting. So I'll answer the first part of the question, which is adoption levels. I think adoption levels are at its peak right now. We have no option but to keep up, because a lot of the CX experiences and designs that we choose to design for our customers is technology driven. You can have the best of the best designs on Figma or Canva or Miro, but to really bring them to life, you need the right tool in place. And to be able to do that, you will be able to understand which technology a business is actually using at the moment, what kind of architecture do they have in their backend systems, and what is really possible. And in the ever evolving space, also, I think today all kinds of businesses, especially in the tech industry, they are coming up with niche tools and technologies across diverse industries specific to different features that allow them to give the best of the best services to their end users. But most importantly, they are very open to saying we'll integrate with another tool, whether it is in the healthcare industry and you look at billing and medical insurance, they're creating their own tools, to integrating with personalization tools, to understanding, when a patient needs to have it their next checkup and reminding the patient about it, to actually having analytical tools there's so much that is happening in today's space, and the adoption is at its absolute peak to keep up with the industry at the moment. Yeah, that's the first part of the question. And then the second part of the question is there's so much that you can do with today's technology that I never, no matter what you do, human intervention can never be impacted directly. I feel they will always coexist in my space. I don't think it's going to be one or the other and completely replaceable. They'll always need the human beings because human beings evolve and technology is made by humans.
Very true. All right. I love that. All right, Vaishali, can you also share with us what's the one online resource, tool, website, or app that you absolutely cannot live without in your business?
Oh God, I am a very tech person. I love using my app. I have apps for almost everything. But at work, I use a lot of Canva. I'm very creative as a person. So whether it's the whiteboard or whether it's just designing something that I need to just throw it out, I love using Canva.
Amazing. I like when I hear guests talk about using Canva.
Hmm.
I did a presentation skills workshop for a client, and they wanted to basically teach the team how to use Canva. And I remember it was so fascinating, especially for persons who've never been exposed to the platform before, when they
Hmm.
looked at the user interface of Canva versus a Microsoft PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Canva is just like it's like the Apple of design
My God, yes.
in terms of the how easy it is. You just
Yeah.
drag and drop it. In PowerPoint you take 3 steps, in Canva you take
Oh my
one.
God.
And
Absolutely.
I find it so amazing. It really has brought design to the average person who, even if you weren't creative, Canva
You
would
can.
find some way to stimulate your creativity.
Oh my God, yes, yes, yes. And more than anything, even like the guided templates to they have everything. You can just create a design system in place to be able to do anything with it. You know, previously developers used to use draw.io a lot to create the map and the technology flows. And I'm like, guys, no, we need to use Canva, make it more colorful, and it's so easy to use.
So easy. All right. Can you also share with our listeners maybe one or two books that have had a great impact on you? It could be a book that you read a very long time ago, or even one that you've read recently, but it has had a great impact on you.
Oh, I just finished two books recently, but they're more spiritual. But I think one of the books that I'm still continuing to read, and I'm amazed by it, is Mindset by Carol Dweck. That book is taking me longer to complete, in all honesty, is because you really need to retrospect and think, is this the way and is this the way I would want to think, like from a growth mindset to a fixed mindset, and how our childhood, the way we are just appreciated, really impacts on the way we work and our personality or our character. So there's a lot of retrospective to do. And I think I'll have to read the book 2, 3 times. But for now, this has been the biggest impact on the way I've started evolving and thinking. So I would highly recommend this book.
All right. So we'll have the link to that book in the show notes of this episode. Vaishali, can you also share with us what's one thing that's going on in your life right now that you are really excited about? Either something you're working on to develop yourself or your people.
Oh, I'll give you two things. So the first one is I'm very excited because I'm traveling on a personal level. I'm traveling to Vancouver tonight for my brother's graduation, and it's been a journey for our family. So we're very, very excited for his graduation. And professionally, what I'm very excited about is at the moment I'm working on three different projects across manufacturing, healthcare, and education. And the best part about all of it is that all of them are across different verticals of CX. That really shows the power of A, customer experience, but B, also how vast our growing industry is. And we all have some stuff to do and and make an impact across different verticals of CX. So I feel super blessed.
All right. Well, congratulations to your brother on his graduation. That's
Thank you.
awesome. All right. Now, can you tell our listeners if you were to just think about maybe two or three trends that you believe will continue to grow and emerge as we embark on what is it now? That's what, the third quarter of, are we on the
Mhm.
third or we're still in the second?
The second quarter,
Right.
almost a
So as we wrap up on the
year.
second and embark on the third quarter of 2024, what
Mhm.
would you say those are just based on, working with clients, in your own business, listening to podcasts, being on podcasts, writing blogs, interfacing with other CX experts across different industries. What would you say are maybe 2 or 3 emerging trends that you believe will continue or will emerge over the next couple of months?
Yeah, great question. And I think we all have been talking about this, right? Start of the year, we were like, what's 2024 going to hold for CX? And is AI going to replace? But I think now conversations have shifted and everyone agrees. And I think a lot of the conversations I'm hearing about is we are going to coexist together. So that trend is kind of going to continue and only emerge. Um, People are not going to lose their jobs because of AI, but they're just going to be supported better and to design better experience. So that's definitely one. The second one, I think, is what I see as a shift based on discussing with clients and having these daily one-on-one conversations, being the center front of the industry, is that there's a gray area. There was digital experience and customer experience, but I see that becoming a gray area now to becoming actually digital customer experience and people finding out and learning more about it. And that's a very interesting space because it makes room for everyone to grow together and learn and share experiences, which I think is phenomenal. So there's no more silos within even the experience design space anymore. And the third one I would say is I see extremely authenticate in orthodox industries, especially such as manufacturing or education, which had a certain way of doing certain things digitally, are now ready to evolve and embark on a transformation journey because they think it's extremely important to kind of keep up to the industry and the world and the customer needs. And those are massive projects that we're working on internally. So I think it's very, very interesting to see that shift in the industry right now.
All right, exciting times ahead. Now,
Absolutely.
can you share with our listeners where they can find you online? They've tapped into this episode. They're quite intrigued with your journey and all that you're doing. Where can they find you online if they'd like to connect with you?
Absolutely. They can connect with me on LinkedIn, and it's Vaishali Dialani, as well as on X.
All right. Now, we always like to ask our guests before we wrap our episodes up, do you have a quote or a saying that during times of adversity or challenge, you'll tend to revert to this quote? If for any reason you get derailed or you get off track, the quote kind of helps to get you back on track.
Oh, I do. And it's one of my favorite quotes that I've actually tattooed it. It's called Fly with Full Faith. So it's always do your hard work and have faith in whatever you do. Because most of the times we feel like we're doing so much and we're still not able to get to a next place. We're stuck in a circle or a rut. And it's important to have faith. And while you have faith, always, always do your hard work. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you so very much. So, Vaishali, just wanted to extend our deepest gratitude to you again for taking time out of your busy schedule and hopping on this podcast with us and sharing all of these great insights, especially as it relates to, your culture and what's happening over there. Because, the world is very small. Even though we are
Yeah,
different continents or different places, human behavior is still pretty much the same, I believe, throughout. We are true and true
100%.
emotional beings. And I like the fact that that came out in your message in terms of what we should be focused on in CX and ensuring that we're connecting with people on an emotional level and what kind
Yeah.
of feelings do we want them to have after they've interacted with us. So I thought that was great that you brought that across in the message. So thank you again.
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm a huge fan of you and the work you do. It's so inspiring to young minds like me who are always looking to grow and many more people. So we're very, very grateful and thank you so much. And may you always continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I receive your blessings abundantly.
Thank you. You inspire people in ways you don't even know. So I really appreciate it.
Oh my, that really warms my heart. Thank you so much, Vaishali.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Just want to remind our listeners that you can follow us in our private Facebook group, Navigating the Customer Experience Community, and feel free to follow us on X at Navigating CX. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant. We also have a new book available on Amazon, The ABCs of a Fantastic Customer Experience. It's available in ebook and paperback. So if you want to increase revenue in your organization, build a stronger service culture, and create employees or develop employees who are really mastering service delivery in your business, you need to grab a copy of this book. Until next time, I'm your host, Yannick Grant.
Thanks for listening. For more awesome resources to take your customer service game to another level, head over to navigatingthecustomerexperience.com. See you next time.